Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi, everyone. We are very happy to see you here today.
Have you noticed how people get tired from making tiny decisions now?
Every single day. Sometimes I open a food delivery app and stare at it for 30 minutes without ordering anything.
Same here. Years ago, people had fewer choices. Now there are hundreds of restaurants, thousands of movies, endless videos, and somehow all those options make life more stressful.
I think our brains were not designed for this many choices. Even picking something simple feels like work.
I agree. And the funny thing is that small decisions can ruin your energy before the day even starts.
You know what happens to me? I'll open Netflix because I want to relax, but then I spend more time searching for something than actually watching something.
That's very common now. People keep scrolling because they think there might be a better option waiting somewhere.
Yeah, and then nothing feels good enough.
I tend to do that with YouTube videos too. I save 20 videos to watch later, and then I watch none of them.
That watch later list becomes a museum.
Seriously.
And food decisions are becoming ridiculous too. A few days ago, I wanted to order dinner. I checked burgers, then pizza, then Chinese food, then sandwiches. After 40 minutes, I just made tea and ate biscuits.
That sounds sad and hilarious at the same time.
It felt like I had completed a mental marathon.
I think people underestimate how exhausting decision-making can be. Even choosing how to spend your free time becomes complicated now.
It depends on the person, too. Some people make quick decisions naturally, while others overthink everything.
I definitely overthink things sometimes, especially when I feel tired already.
Same, and social media makes it worse because people compare every decision: where to travel, what to buy, what career to choose, what hobbies to have. Suddenly, every choice feels important.
That pressure can make simple life decisions feel much bigger than they really are.
And there's this fear of making the wrong choice.
Yes, people want the perfect option instead of a good option.
Which usually leads to no decision at all.
Honestly, some of the happiest people I know make decisions quickly and move on with their lives.
I admire that mindset. Meanwhile, I can spend 15 minutes deciding which shirt looks less wrinkled.
I think modern life trains us to keep searching. More options, more reviews, more opinions, more comparisons.
And somehow less peace.
That's true. Even weekends can become stressful because people feel pressure to spend their free time perfectly.
I know that feeling. Sometimes Sunday evening arrives and I start wondering if I used my weekend correctly.
That sentence alone explains modern adulthood.
It really does.
You know, mornings probably contain the highest number of tiny decisions in the entire day.
That's true. The moment I wake up, my brain starts negotiating with itself.
About getting out of bed?
Mostly. My alarm rings and then I start thinking, should I wake up now or sleep 10 more minutes?
And somehow 10 minutes feels life-changing in that moment.
It really does. At 6 in the morning, 10 extra minutes feels like luxury.
I usually wake up pretty quickly, but I still debate whether I should exercise immediately or wait until later.
I always admire people who work out early. My body needs emotional support before movement.
See, that's another daily decision. Some people prefer starting their day actively, while others need a slower morning.
I've been thinking about changing my routine recently because I check my phone too quickly after waking up.
Same here. That habit is difficult to break.
The scary part is that I don't even realize I'm doing it sometimes. My hand just reaches for the phone automatically.
I think many people start their mornings with information overload now. Messages, emails, news, videos, notifications. Your brain barely wakes up before it's already busy.
And then your mood depends on whatever you see first online.
That's why I'm trying to avoid my phone during the first 30 minutes of the morning.
Has it helped?
Honestly, yes. My mornings feel calmer now. I drink water, open the window, and let my brain wake up naturally.
That sounds peaceful. I usually grab coffee immediately and stare into space for a few minutes like a confused philosopher.
Coffee is another big decision. Some people are very serious about their morning drink.
Oh, definitely. Coffee people and tea people defend their choices like sports fans.
Which one are you?
Coffee during work days, tea during stressful days.
That's interesting.
Tea feels slower and more relaxing to me. Coffee feels like a business meeting.
I understand that completely. I usually drink tea in the evening because it helps me slow down mentally.
Another morning struggle for me is deciding what to wear,
That can waste so much time.
especially when the weather is confusing. Cold in the morning, hot in the afternoon, windy at night. Your clothes need multiple personalities.
That's why some people wear almost the same thing every day. It reduces decision fatigue.
I used to think that sounded boring, but now I understand it.
Small routines can make life easier. You spend less energy deciding unnecessary things.
I've been trying to prepare more things the night before. Clothes, bag, even breakfast sometimes.
That's smart. Future Mike probably appreciates that effort.
Future Mike is deeply grateful.
It's funny how small morning habits can affect the rest of the day.
Definitely. When my morning feels rushed, the whole day feels rushed.
And when your morning feels calm, you carry that feeling with you longer.
Which is probably why people keep searching for the perfect routine.
Speaking of routines, money decisions are another huge part of everyday life now.
Oh, that's dangerous territory.
Why dangerous?
Because I make financial decisions emotionally sometimes, and my bank account suffers because of it.
I think most people can relate to that. Online shopping makes it worse, too. Everything feels easy when you only need one click.
And companies know how to tempt people. Limited time offers, flash sales, countdown timers.
Those countdown timers make me panic for no reason. Suddenly, I feel like my future happiness depends on buying headphones before midnight.
Have you ever bought something impulsively and regretted it later?
Many times. Last year, I bought a very expensive desk lamp because I convinced myself it would transform my productivity.
Did it?
No, I remained the same person under more attractive lighting.
That's hilarious.
The lamp looked beautiful online, though. That's how they get you. I usually pause before buying expensive things. I've been trying to ask myself whether I truly need something or whether I'm just bored.
That's a smart habit. Boredom shopping is real.
Especially after a stressful day, people want a quick reward.
Sometimes buying something feels productive, even when it isn't necessary.
Yes, because it creates temporary excitement. Then, a few days later, the package arrives and you barely care anymore. I think the worst feeling is buyer's regret.
Absolutely. When you look at your bank balance and think, I should have waited.
Or when the thing you bought doesn't improve your life as much as you expected.
That happens a lot with gadgets. Every product advertisement promises a completely new lifestyle.
Meanwhile, the product usually ends up sitting in a drawer somewhere.
I once bought fitness equipment during a motivational phase.
Let me guess, you used it for 1 week?
4 days.
Honestly, that's still better than some people.
Now it mostly functions as decoration.
I think spending money wisely requires patience, which is difficult in modern life because everything encourages fast decisions.
That's true. Apps are designed to remove hesitation.
I've been thinking about budgeting more carefully recently.
Do you enjoy budgeting?
Enjoy is a strong word, but I like knowing where my money goes.
I avoid checking sometimes because I already know the answer.
Coffee.
Coffee, snacks, random online purchases, and subscriptions I forgot to cancel.
The subscription problem is very real now.
One day I checked my account and realized I was paying for 3 streaming services I barely used.
That happens quietly. Small monthly payments don't feel serious at first.
Until they combine into one giant painful number.
I usually review my subscriptions every few months now.
That's responsible behavior. I respect it.
Thank you. I'm trying to become the kind of person who makes calmer financial decisions.
I think balance matters too. Saving money is important, but sometimes spending on the right thing is worth it.
I agree. Experiences, education, health, useful tools. Some purchases genuinely improve your life.
The difficult part is knowing the difference between a meaningful purchase and an emotional purchase.
That's probably where maturity begins.
Or at least fewer unnecessary desk lamps.
Social decisions might be even harder than money decisions sometimes.
You mean things like deciding whether to go out or stay home?
Yes, and also how to say no without hurting people's feelings.
That's one of the hardest adult skills. When you're younger, you usually say yes to everything because you don't want to miss out.
Then, eventually, you realize your energy has limits.
I still struggle with that. Sometimes a friend invites me somewhere, and even if I feel exhausted, I still say yes automatically.
Because you don't want to disappoint them.
Yeah, I don't want to let people down.
I understand that feeling. A lot of kind people carry guilt when they protect their own time.
And then you go somewhere while secretly wishing you were at home wearing comfortable clothes.
I think many people are learning that rest is important too.
Especially after busy work weeks, sometimes your brain just needs quiet.
I've become much more honest about that recently. If I'm mentally tired, I try to communicate it politely instead of forcing myself to socialize.
That probably creates healthier friendships.
I think so. Real friends usually understand.
I've been trying to do that more. Before I would invent strange excuses instead of simply saying, I need some time to recharge.
That sentence is actually very respectful and clear.
It took me years to learn that being unavailable sometimes doesn't make you selfish.
Balance matters. Friendships need attention, but personal peace matters too.
Social media complicates this a lot, though.
In what way?
Because you constantly see people going out, traveling, attending events, meeting friends, it creates pressure to stay socially active all the time.
That's true. Quiet evenings at home rarely look exciting online, even though they can feel wonderful in real life.
Honestly, some of my favorite weekends are simple ones.
Same here. Good food, music, maybe a movie, no rushing anywhere.
There's also the issue of canceling plans.
That can feel uncomfortable.
Especially when the other person sounds excited.
I think timing and honesty matter. Canceling occasionally is normal, but doing it constantly can hurt relationships.
Definitely. Nobody likes feeling unimportant.
I usually try to avoid last-minute cancellations unless something serious happens.
Same, but sometimes your energy changes suddenly.
That happens. We're human.
One thing I respect is when people communicate clearly instead of disappearing.
Oh yes, ignoring messages creates more stress for everyone.
One day I had a friend who disappeared every time he felt overwhelmed. Nobody knew whether he was busy, upset, or angry.
That uncertainty can damage friendships slowly.
Now I try to send simple, honest messages, even if it feels awkward.
That's emotionally mature.
Thank you. I'm evolving slowly.
We all are.
Another difficult decision is choosing who gets your time.
That's a deep one.
As life gets busier, you realize you can't maintain every friendship equally.
And that realization can feel sad sometimes.
Very sad. Some friendships fade naturally because people change, move away, or become busy with different responsibilities.
But meaningful friendships usually survive honest communication and mutual effort.
Which probably matters more than attending every single social event.
Speaking of effort, future decisions can feel overwhelming too.
Definitely. Career decisions alone can keep people up at night.
Especially now, because people no longer expect to stay in one job forever.
That's true. I know people who completely changed careers in their 30s or 40s.
Years ago, that seemed unusual. Now it feels much more common.
I think people are questioning what kind of life they actually want instead of simply choosing stability.
But stability still matters.
Of course, bills are very motivational.
Exactly. That's why career decisions are difficult. Sometimes passion and practicality pull you in different directions.
Have you ever thought about changing careers completely?
A few times. I've been curious about different paths, but changing careers is a huge decision.
Yeah, because it affects your finances, lifestyle, confidence, even your identity.
And there's always uncertainty. You don't know whether the new path will truly make you happier.
That fear of failure stops many people from trying,
Fear of failure is powerful.
especially when people compare themselves online. Someone is always more successful, younger, richer, or more experienced.
Comparison can make progress feel invisible.
I've noticed that with learning skills too, especially language learning.
English learners experience this a lot.
Definitely. Someone studies English for 6 months and expects to sound fluent immediately.
Then they become discouraged when progress feels slow.
I understand that frustration, though. Learning a language requires patience for a long time.
And consistency matters more than motivation sometimes.
That's such an important point. Motivation changes every day, but habits carry you forward.
I usually tell people that improvement often feels boring before it becomes impressive.
That's very true. Most skills grow quietly.
Think about fitness, music, writing English. Daily practice may feel small, but over time the results become noticeable.
I've been thinking about that recently because I used to quit things too quickly.
Why?
Because I wanted fast progress. If I didn't improve quickly, I assumed I lacked talent.
Many people think that way.
Now I realize learning anything valuable takes longer than people expect.
And adults often judge themselves too harshly while learning.
Especially with speaking English, some learners are afraid to make mistakes, so they stay silent.
Which unfortunately slows improvement even more.
Exactly. You need mistakes to improve communication skills.
I think confidence grows through repetition, not perfection.
I like that.
Also, people forget that language learning connects to emotions. If someone feels embarrassed or anxious, speaking becomes harder.
That's why supportive environments matter so much.
Absolutely. People learn faster when they feel comfortable making imperfect sentences.
Another difficult future decision is choosing between safe goals and exciting goals.
That's a complicated balance.
Some people choose stable jobs they don't enjoy because they want security.
While others take risks chasing work they genuinely love.
Neither choice is simple.
No, because every path involves sacrifice.
I know someone who left a stable office job to start a small business.
That's a big commitment.
Very big. At first, everyone thought he was making a terrible mistake.
What happened?
The first year was difficult, but eventually the business became successful. More importantly, he seemed happier.
That emotional part matters too. Success without peace can feel empty.
At the same time, not everyone wants huge risks, and that's okay too.
I agree. Some people value stability, routine, and predictability. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think the healthiest mindset is being honest about what kind of life you personally want.
And accepting that your goals may change over time.
Exactly. A dream that made sense at 20 might not fit your life at 35.
I'm still figuring it out myself sometimes.
Honestly, I think most adults are.
People often pretend to have everything planned, but many are learning as they go.
Which is strangely comforting.
Very comforting.
And maybe that's why personal growth requires patience. You can't rush becoming the person you want to be.
You know what causes a lot of stress for people now? Constant mental noise.
That's the perfect description for modern life.
Our brains rarely get a real break anymore.
Because even during quiet moments, we're still consuming information. Videos, posts, opinions, advertisements, recommendations.
And every platform keeps offering more choices.
Which sounds helpful in theory, but after a while it becomes exhausting.
I get overwhelmed sometimes when I spend too much time online.
Same, especially when I'm trying to make an important decision.
Like what?
Even something simple like buying a backpack. I'll read reviews, compare prices, watch videos, check comments, open 10 tabs, then become completely unable to decide.
That happens because people confuse more information with more clarity.
Meanwhile, too much information can create confusion instead.
Exactly. At some point, your brain becomes tired from analyzing every possibility.
I keep going back and forth between options until they all start looking identical.
And then even small decisions begin to feel emotionally heavy.
Social media adds pressure too because everyone presents their lives as perfectly organized.
Yes, perfect routines, perfect careers, perfect relationships, perfect bodies.
Even people's coffee somehow looks successful online.
That's funny and sadly true.
After scrolling for a while, people start questioning their own choices constantly.
Comparison affects mental energy more than people realize.
Definitely. Someone buys a phone and feels happy for 5 minutes, then watches a video about a newer phone and suddenly feels dissatisfied.
Or someone enjoys their quiet lifestyle until they compare it with somebody else's exciting lifestyle online.
I think that's why many people struggle to feel content now.
Because there's always another option visible somewhere.
Another career path, another city, another relationship, another opportunity.
And your brain starts wondering whether you made the wrong choices.
That thought can become addictive,
Especially for people who already overthink naturally.
which is definitely me.
Really?
Completely. I replay conversations in my head several hours sometimes.
I think many listeners will relate to that.
I'll wonder whether I said something strange, whether I sounded awkward, whether I made the right decision.
Overthinking often comes from wanting control.
That makes sense.
People want certainty before acting, but life rarely provides complete certainty.
That's difficult to accept, though.
Very difficult. But sometimes simple is better.
I've slowly started appreciating simpler choices recently.
Like what?
Fewer apps, fewer notifications, fewer unnecessary decisions. I even started repeating meals during busy weeks because it saves mental energy.
Honestly, that sounds peaceful.
It is. I used to think simplicity meant boredom. Now I think simplicity can protect your mind.
I agree with that completely.
There's also something calming about accepting imperfect decisions.
Yes, not every choice needs endless analysis.
Sometimes you choose, learn from the result, and continue moving forward.
Which sounds simple, but emotionally it takes practice.
Especially in a world where people constantly feel pressured to optimize every part of their lives.
Maybe peace begins when you stop treating every decision like a life-changing event.
That mindset alone would probably help millions of people sleep better.
After talking about all this, I think one of the most important life skills is learning how to trust yourself more.
That's difficult for many people, though.
It is, especially because people are surrounded by opinions constantly now.
Family opinions, internet opinions, social media opinions, random strangers in comment sections.
Eventually, you start losing confidence in your own judgment.
I think many people are afraid of making mistakes, so they delay decisions for too long.
But mistakes are unavoidable anyway.
That's true. Even smart, experienced people make bad decisions sometimes.
The difference is that emotionally healthy people usually learn from those experiences instead of becoming trapped by them.
I like that perspective.
Life becomes much lighter when you accept that not every decision has to be perfect.
Honestly, that sentence alone relieves pressure.
Because perfection creates paralysis.
And action creates movement.
Yes, sometimes people spend years waiting for certainty before starting something.
Learning English is a great example of that.
Definitely. Some learners wait until they feel ready to speak.
But readiness often appears after action, not before it.
You learn as you go.
That applies to almost everything in life.
Careers, relationships, confidence, communication skills.
Even simple things like cooking or traveling.
Nobody begins as an expert.
I think people forget that growth usually looks messy while it's happening.
Very messy sometimes.
There's also something powerful about accepting imperfect progress.
I agree. Small, consistent steps matter more than dramatic short-term motivation.
A lot of people underestimate what they can achieve slowly over time.
Because modern culture celebrates quick success stories.
Meanwhile, real improvement often looks quiet and repetitive.
And honestly, patience can feel uncomfortable because results take time.
Especially when you compare your beginning to somebody else's middle,
That comparison steals motivation very quickly.
which is why focusing on your own path is healthier mentally.
I've been trying to celebrate smaller victories recently.
Like what?
Finishing tasks I avoided, maintaining better habits, staying calmer during stressful situations.
Those things matter a lot, actually.
They do. Personal growth is not always dramatic from the outside.
Sometimes growth simply means reacting differently than you did before.
That's such an important point.
I also think confidence grows every time you survive a difficult decision,
Because you start realizing you can handle uncertainty.
even when outcomes are imperfect.
Exactly. People are often stronger than they think they are,
And life keeps moving whether you feel fully prepared or not.
which means waiting forever usually changes nothing.
So maybe the goal isn't making flawless decisions.
Maybe the goal is becoming someone who can adapt, learn, and continue forward.
I really like that mindset.
Me too. It feels calmer and more human.
And honestly, most people are still learning, adjusting, and figuring life out one decision at a time.